On day one in this hardcore world, we chose this island as our new home. Just over 1400 days later, and we're ready to move to a new area and start a brand new project. But before we can do that, however, there is actually something we're going to need for this next project that doesn't actually involve the project itself, and that is sea lanterns. Which of course means we need to go make ourselves a guardian farm. Conveniently for us, however, there are a whole bunch of ocean monuments just over this area here somewhere. Look, there's actually one right there, and that's our island. So, you know, we don't have to travel too far to actually make this farm. What we do need to do, however, is get a whole bunch of resources. We're going to need a bunch of stuff and things to make this farm work, and of course, to make it look nice too. Which is going to be quite a challenge because, well, it's an ocean monument. I don't think I'm going to drain it. We're actually going to do a farm by ENX04. So the farm itself is very easy to make and effective for what we want, but this is our world, and in our world, we like to hide things, and that has complicated things quite a lot. For now, though, let's just load up on some shulker boxes, and let's go get some resources. But that's enough of that music. And I think I've got everything I'm going to need. We've got lots of wood, we've got lots of other bits and bobs and scaffolding. Blah. But we've also got this box of magic, which has got all of our potions we're going to need to clear the ocean monument, as well as a few other bits and bobs that we're going to need for this project. And I think this is everything I'm going to need, but you know how it is. I'm bound to have forgotten something. So what we need to do is pick what monument we're going to use. And I don't think I'm going to actually use the one that's very close to the base. I think there's another one just past it, and we're going to see how that one looks. So I think I'm going to use this monument over here. It's got a bit of land nearby which I can use as a building area, or at least somewhere to store my materials, but that should work quite nicely. I do, however, need to prep and empty that thing before we can do anything else. So this is where the potions are going to come in handy. Where are they? Here they are. So we're going to need some invisibility, we're going to need some water breathing, and we're also going to need the TNT and the slime. We should probably put a bed down as well. We don't want to be doing this in the night. And to be honest, that should just about do it for us to be able to clear this monument. Although one last thing I need to do is actually get naked. And in fact, getting a few redstone blocks might be handy as well. Otherwise, we're not going to be blowing up this TNT at all. So let's drink our potions and, well, wish me luck. Here we go. Well, it appears to be working. They're not attacking me. Let's just blast our way in and deal with the big boys, shall we? Well, that was easy enough. All of the big Elder Guardians are dead, and now that means we can actually build in peace. So let's make a start on this farm. It actually comes in two parts. There's a bit we need to do here on the corner of the monument, and then there's something we need to do up in the sky. So first things first, let's locate the corner of the monument, which is going to be here, and we need to put a lily pad directly above us. And then we put 3 lily pads this way and 3 lily pads this way. Then what we need to do is start making some platforms like this, and then more this way with a bit of support underneath. So let's do, no, not that. Let's do that. And then we need another square, and then we need a portal on this side that stretches the width of it. That is not where I wanted that obsidian. And another portal on this side. My invisibility ran out. Right, I really must keep an eye on that. These things are mean. It's almost like they don't want to be farmed. And lastly, we'll just put some barriers in to contain the guardians. And I've just realised I put this portal in the wrong place. It needs to go 1 block further over. And there we go. That is the catchment chamber for the guardians. Nice and simple. We do still need to put some soul sand down the bottom there, but we won't do that just yet. That's only going to cause us problems if we do that now. So now we need to construct the killing area. And the way to do that is to go 1 chunk this way and put down a lily pad. And we'll put that right in the corner of the chunk there. And then we'll do the same 1 chunk further along, and then we need to put another lily pad there. And this, well, up there is where we're going to be building our kill chamber, and hopefully we won't have to go over there for a while. So let's go up 97 blocks, and that should put us at the right Y level. Y160, that is exactly where we want to be. Perfect. So this is where I'm now going to start doing things a little bit differently to the tutorial, because I don't want my kill chamber to work like ENX04's one did. I want it to be a little bit more compact, automated. Essentially, if I'm going to hide it, it can't be as big as that one. So this is the level where I want to be AFK when the farm is working, ideally on this spot here, which means this needs to be the deck of our ship. Yes, I'm going to be building a ship up here. But let's not concern ourselves too much with that right now. For now, what I need to do is work out exactly where I need to put this chamber to make the ship fit and have that as the AFK spot. This could get complicated. So I need to go up 22 blocks. This is going to be my kill chamber. So I need to work out the glass, I guess. That should be about high enough. And then we need a portal in here. And then we'll finish off the glass. Just like that. Okay, so now comes the scary bit. So for the scary bit, we need a few different things. And the first one of those is the coordinates of this lily pad. Coordinates and a little bit of damage acquired. I really do hate those guardians. I can't wait to kill them all in my chamber of death. So I think I've got everything I need. We're going to need ladders, ender pearls. We're going to need obsidian, flint and steel, scaffolding, and we're going to need some spruce logs. And I think we're going to need some other redstone stuff as well, if I remember correctly. So let's just grab that box too. But I think that's everything we need for this. So wish me luck. This could be the end of the world. Mainly because I'm scared and incapable. But let's see what happens, shall we? Well, we seem to be reasonably safe. This is good, but we need to actually completely remove this portal first off because this is going to get in the way. And what I need to do is go up. I need to try and get onto the nether roof. And I've never done this before. I've always sort of got other people to make the holes and things like that. So yeah, I'm a little bit nervous. And also hoping I don't dig into lava. Okay, we have found bedrock. So what we're looking for is a piece of bedrock that is at Y127. I think, is what it said. I think this bit up here is going to be Y127. Let's have a look. Yep, that is Y127. So that is going to be a little bit safer than the 126 blocks. So, okay, this is the bit that makes me very nervous. We need to put ladders there. And we need to get ender pearls. And then we need to hope for the best. So if we go up here... Okay, I'm just going to double check how to do this. Okay, so what I need to do is hold jump and forward and fire an ender pearl here. Oh, we did it. We did it. Okay, panic over. We are on the nether roof. Oof, my palms are sweaty. So we need to divide those coordinates by 8, which gives us minus 48 by minus 363. And that is that spot right there. So here I need to go up 62 blocks. So we're at Y190, perfect. And then we need another portal. We love our portals today. And then we need to build a 4x4 platform on each side. And then wall that in. And then we need to fill this with scaffolding, because why not? And then we need a fence gate there and another one there. And the same on this side. Put a roof on. And then we'll build a hopper clock on top of that. And then we'll put 38 items in there. Perfect. So now we just need to make sure that this is actually doing its thing. So this should open and close the gates every 15 seconds. Well, that seems to work. So this should hopefully link us back through into our kill chamber, which thankfully isn't going to kill me just yet. Look at that. We are golden. Marvelous. Right, so let's get rid of these bits. Put that beam in across there. So in theory, if we were to turn on those portals down the bottom there now, this will actually start feeding through guardians. We don't really want to be doing that just yet, though. At least not in mass amounts, but we should probably test it. It'd be a shame to hide it, make it look nice, only to find out it's not working. So I've made myself invisible again, and what we need to do is actually put all the soul sand on the roof of the fortress down here. Oh my days, look how many there are. Oh, this is terrifying. Right, so I just need to put soul sand on every single bit of this until we get underneath the other portal, basically. Oh, I haven't taken my water breathing. We don't want to be drowning now, do we? Let's quickly grab that. Let's try that again, shall we? Preferably without drowning this time. So we have a whole floor of bubbles in here, and this will push all the guardians up to here. Although what I want to do is, as I say, test it and actually make sure the farm is going to work. And for that, we need to turn it on. So that should be bringing in some guardians. If we just go down to the AFK spot, which is where this torch is, we should start getting loads of guardians down here. Look at that. And then they should start coming through up here and burning. Look at that. And that's going to be our farm. That we're going to put in a whole collection system up there. But for now, I think I want to make sure that this thing is actually turned off, because that's just going to cause me a whole lot of issues. And do I have... Right, I've got 1 minute left of invisibility. I can do this. There we go. But now we know it works, we can actually focus on the build up here and what's going to make it look nice. But it's such a simple farm. I absolutely love it. And that's going to give us everything we need for the sea lanterns. But as I say, I do need to work out exactly how I'm going to hide it. And for this, I think I'm still invisible. Well, I'm not going to talk to you like this again. I'm just going to wait here for the invisibility to... Oh, it's about to wear off. Look, hey, look, I'm back. Marvellous. So, what was I saying? Yes, boat. So, what I'm going to do to hide this, we're going to build ourselves an airship. And I don't usually reuse builds or anything like that, but I did actually build an airship on Season 3 of Truly Bedrock, and I really quite liked it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that sort of basic design, that basic shell, and, well, probably the same colour palette, but we're going to make something up here which is going to be very reminiscent of that particular build. But my thinking is I'll be able to hide the sorting system and collection system and so on in the balloons, and then I'll have chests down the bottom in the boat itself that will actually contain all of the drops. But yeah, this certainly isn't going to be easy, so I'm going to take myself a little break. I'm going to have a cup of tea and some lunch and just contemplate my life choices once again, because this is not going to be an easy build. But hopefully it will look fantastic once it's done. I've tidied up the mess we had around here, I've got myself a fresh brew, and I've marked where I need to start building the boat. This is actually going to be the sort of very bottom block of it, and this should, hopefully, if I've guesstimated correctly, work out quite nicely for us. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is mark out the frame, try and get the rough shape of the boat in. I'll see you back here when we've got a little bit more to look at. So that's the skeleton of the boat done. I think I want to get some walls in before we go any further so I can actually see the shape of it a little bit better. We're making some good progress on the boat here. We've got the main shape in, we've got the colour palette down. However, we're missing a few key components, and that is the bits that are keeping it aloft. So I think the next thing we're going to do is the big propeller on the back here, and then we need to work on the balloons. Everything's fine, don't panic. We just had a bit of an incident there where I may or may not have let a block drop through an open portal and load the Nether. But in better news, the basic shape of the boat is now here. We've just got a lot of work to do. We've got to get all the rigging in. We need to actually attach the balloons. We need to sort out the shape on those a little bit in some places. So I'm going to play around with a few ideas for details, and I'll bring you back in once this is all looking shiny and nice. Well, I wouldn't say it's shiny, but it's definitely looking a lot nicer. We are almost there with the texturing. I've just got to get some bits for the blades at the back here, and I wonder what we can do. I mean, we've got grey wool there, so I think if we were to get some grey concrete, that would probably do the job. And another thing I need is some lights. I need some probably glowstone lights or some shroom lamps or something like that we can put on the end of some of these ropes, and I need a few chains and other bits like that. And just like that, we've got some dangling bits which are looking pretty good, and we've sorted out the texturing on this bit here. So, now we need to actually start figuring out this storage system. And as I say, I think the first thing I'm going to do is down here, actually get the chests in, and hopefully it should come together quite easily. Famous last words there. A short while later, and I think I've figured out the storage. So what we're going to do is we're going to store the prismarine shards on this side and the other bits we want to keep on this side. I can't even remember what they're called now, but you know what I mean, those weird little ball things. And everything else, which is basically fish, we're just going to set fire to before it even makes it down here. So down here, it's literally just a hopper wall behind these. There's no sorting going on down here. We're actually going to sort them upstairs, and if we go up here, we have a hopper here where stuff's going to drop down. We will put a slab over that, and we have another one here. So we're just going to have to make sure we line up the drops so that they fall down exactly where they're needed. I've then just sort of decorated the rest of the area, really. I've got a bed here as well, which, to be honest, I need to use. But this area should work absolutely fine. However, now we need to go up and actually sort out the difficult bits. So we need to put in a sorting system. Where's my redstone box? Is it still down there? I see a shadow. It looks like it might be. But this really is starting to look quite cool now. I think we might get a few more hanging lights on the side, maybe a couple of ropes, and then we can get rid of this weird little halo effect we've got going going around it. That's purely been my scaffolding. I think I've got what I need, and I know it looks dark up here, but don't worry, it is spawn proof, it is spawn protected. There's just no lights on the top there. So where do we begin? I guess we should probably start directly under this, right? But this is just going to be another boring storage system build, so I'll just bring you back in once it's done and I'll show you what we've figured out. So I think we're just about ready. So everything gets collected when the guardians die here, goes into these droppers, they then spit it into the water, it goes around here, and we have 2 sets of 3 sorters. So these are taking the shards, these are taking the other little weird jelly bean things, and the rest of it should end up on this block here, which eventually I will set fire to, but I just kind of want to make sure that everything's being picked up first. What then happens is the shards come down here, they go through this tunnel, and this should align things so that it falls directly on the block that has the hopper under it, and the same on this side for the little jelly beans. And hopefully, when we go and light those portals down the bottom, this is all going to work. But I guess there's only one way to find out. This is glorious. Okay, so there is a slight problem here in the way that I've done these hoppers, and all it means is I need to lower this by a block. So not a big issue, but let's quickly get this sorted while we're here. So we're not getting any of the jelly beans coming down, and I'm wondering if maybe, just maybe, the system's getting backed up already. It's actually the hoppers that can't keep up. Right, so I think I've fixed it. What I've done is we've now got 4 dispensers there, we've got 8 fires killing them all, and we've got multiple hoppers feeding into each dispenser, and I've just done this with observers because it's just much easier, and it means they're going to fire a bit faster. We've also got 3 dispensers down here now, not 1, so that we're not feeding all of this into the same hopper, and in theory, this should work a lot better. So let's go down, run this for a bit, and see if we get our mob drop rain, which is all we're really hoping for here. Come on, my pretties, that's it, go into the portals. Well, the rain is definitely happening on both sides, and now we just have one further problem, and that is that these hoppers down here now can't keep up, which was kind of obviously going to happen, really, let's be honest. So there's an easy solution for that, and that is to get rid of the hoppers altogether and use water instead. That should be able to keep up now. So now that everything's working lovely and we've built this awesome ship, I was going to end the video here, but something's bothering me. This horrible, horrible looking platform down here. But I think I've got an idea of how we can hide that. Job done.